Good morning. Let's see how you got on yesterday on your own. Good result for Werder Bremen this. Given Eintracht Frankfurt's solid home form. Lots and lots of temper tantrums it seems. Werder Bremen scoring first could have been a possible first angle in. 62nd minute, very late. Insurance would have cost a little bit of money. But he tripped on the stage in the 73rd minute. Red card. That would have been your first catalyst for change in the odds. Follow that up with an equaliser for Mr. Tutu. And that would have been a good trade. The red card would have severely impacted upon the odds. Would have doubled the impact, red card and goal. So you'd have got a very decent trade out of that had you decided to take on Werder Bremen, which on seasonal form was the thing to do. Eintracht Frankfurt's solid home form. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division, very little for us to get excited about early on. Getting a few matches now under our belt, so I'll start to research it as soon as the major leagues die. Then we can transfer to these summer leagues, and we'll have Norway, Sweden, Finland and Ireland as the main catalysts over the summer. Good result for St. Pat's against 1.91 Shamrock. Solid stuff from Derry City. Again, at these odds, checking for goals before half-time. And you would have got a 1-0 after 20 minutes. If it's 0-0, just consider the half-time market. Good stuff from Mullen, the drummer from U2. Getting an assist and a goal yesterday. So multi-talented. 1.93 Wexford and Water and Treaty. And Cork Ramblers, easy as you like, at 1.49 as well. So take your cues from the odds. This was a missed opportunity for Sassuolo yesterday. Oh dear. Must win against a side already relegated. Now look where you are. Add another 2 points to this, and they'd have been out of the relegation zone with a win yesterday. I would have laid any late draw, that's for sure. I would have laid any Sassuolo lead. So let's see how the goals progressed. Well, it was looking lovely for Sassuolo. This was what you expected. 0-2 at half-time. Could have been 0-3. And then Candreva penalty would have been very disappointing for Sassuolo manager. And at 91st minute, Maggiore equaliser, gut-wrenching. This could be the difference to their season, this particular match for Sassuolo. A win, you're out of the relegation zone, and you're bringing a lot of other teams in to the relegation dogfight. A draw, and you're stuck second bottom. Disappointing for Sassuolo. All looking so rosy at half-time. Just shore up that defence. This lot don't normally score 2 goals. Eredivisie, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 over 2.5 goals yesterday, and 3 both teams to score. That's what we like to see. Goals galore in this particular league. I think those were the main matches yesterday, with a lot of secondary matches as well. Those were the main affairs. I don't think we had any lower tier English stuff. That's all coming today. Championship. Well, Plymouth did what Millwall couldn't. That's revert Rotherham back to their failing to score. Old Mumba getting the 32nd minute goal. This is priceless for Plymouth. If you have a look at the standings. This was must-win territory, a bit like Sassuolo. Look what it's done for Plymouth. Zoom all the way up to 19th. A nice 4-point gap, which is, even if Huddersfield win, they won't catch Plymouth. So that's just gives them a little bit of respite. A win and a draw away from the relegation zone. Good result for Plymouth there yesterday. What time was the goal? Is it second half? First half. No real trading angle there, therefore. Good stuff. League One. This was as per expectation, wasn't it? Marseille away from home against the top 10 are awful. So any 0-0 at half-time, I think you would have laid that. Looking for Lille to score first. They did via a penalty. You could have laid off there. Cashed out of the lay the draw there. This guarantees you a near 100% return if it's 2-0. And you see the own goal from Marseille. It's exactly as I said in the research. Real struggles away from home against the top 10. On to today. There'll be a live stream for members only from 2:30 at footballtradingprofits.com. So I hope you can come along. Crystal Palace and Man City. Well, pre-Champions League. It'll be very interesting, this one. New manager syndrome as well for Crystal Palace. Could see some change. Unlikely, but we could. Watch out for team news for Manchester City as well. They could be necessarily resting a few with the Champions League next week and the week after. Aston Villa and Brentford. Brentford's form, if my memory serves me right, is absolutely awful. 6 points above the relegation zone. Since the 17th of February, only Man City and Tottenham have beat Aston Villa. It's going to take a tough nut to get them today with home advantage. Only 2 wins for Brentford since the 6th of December. All away defeats against the top 9. They're playing 4th today. So you'll be with the market today. Everton against Burnley. This is an interesting match. I think Everton's odds are far too short. Burnley have picked up a few 2-2s of late, so they are in battling form. Is this down to a couple of red cards the other day, particularly to the manager, Vincent Kompany, and a player on the pitch? But 1.7 is far too skinny in what is a relegation 6-pointer. Everton's form, no wins since the 23rd of December. Both teams have scored 5 out of the last 6 matches, and we've seen that with Burnley as well. 2 consecutive away, 2-2 draws for Burnley. So Everton will have to revert to what they did when Sean Dyche first came along, post the 10-point deduction. Keep it tight, nick a 1-0. But this is a relegation 6-pointer. So lay any late draw. You see the odds are starting to drift. 1.61 are ridiculously short for an Everton in such poor form. Brentford have goals in the bag, so that's a bit dismissive of them. Sorry, Burnley. Fulham against Newcastle. Very tough match to unpack. Newcastle at home. Well, what can you say? Brilliant. 2.45. So what I've done, using AI for these 2.45, the favourite matches. So I hope you find something there. As you know, my experience tells me that it's pointless to research them practically, because 2.45, you end up with the same conclusion. You can back both sides, or you can make as equally a poor argument for both sides. So I hope you can find an angle in here. Newcastle unbeaten in the last 7 league matches against Fulham. Fulham only won one of the last 5 home games against Newcastle. Fulham has scored in the second half in each of the last 8. That could be interesting. There have been 3 or more goals scored in each of Fulham's last 4 home matches. Luton against Bournemouth. A win for Luton could put them equal on points to 4th bottom Nottingham Forest. Let's talk about motivation. Little for the Cherries to get motivated about, apart from the prize money for league positions. Only 1 home defeat against 8th to 17th for Luton. So they'll be feeling a little confident today that they can do it. They've got it in the locker. Bournemouth, 4 wins and 5, and that terrible recent memory of Bournemouth v Luton. Luton leading, I think it was 1-3 at half time, ended up losing 4-3. Ouch. Wolves against West Ham, another match. We'd have to look just at the AI research. 2.4 the favourite. Let's have a look. Key stats. West Ham have scored before half-time in the last 4. Wolves haven't conceded in 4 of the last 6 home games against West Ham. West Ham have won just 1 of the last 5 Premier League away matches. Both teams have key players who have been instrumental in their goal-scoring exploits. As usual with AI, they tend to like a 2-1 scoreline. It's a little lazy. Brighton against Arsenal. This is going to be a tester for Arsenal. Away from home, pre-Champions League. Wow. Against the top 10 side. Brighton 13 points shy of top 5. Realistically, it's season over for them, isn't it? The last 5 defeats going back to a 2-0 loss at the Arsenal all came away from home. So they're far, far better at home. Unbeaten in 12 at home. As I say, Arsenal have scored 2 goals only once away against the top 8. Is that significant in playing? I think it's 10th today, 9th today. So this could be very interesting indeed. Away from home, pre-Champions League can be a tough match. Freiburg against Leipzig. Both teams have scored in the last 5 at home for Freiburg. They've scored 2+ goals in the last 4. Leipzig very disappointing last week against Mainz with only a 0-0 full time. Don't like diving in with them again. Both teams have scored in the last 8 away matches in Leipzig matches. Heidenheim against Bayern Munich. This has got banana skin written all over it. Another pre-Champions League. Playing Arsenal on the 9th of April for Bayern. Coming off the back of a loss to Dortmund where they were similar odds. We're playing a Heidenheim, albeit only 1 win since the 30th of Jan, but 7 draws, 6 of them score draws. This could be a real banana skin. You're going to have to rest a few players as well. You're the Bayern manager. So it's a recipe for disaster in what is a very, very poor season for Bayern Munich. That said, they still retain 2nd place. Köln and Bochum. Again, I just transfer this to AI. 2.2 the favourite. 2 very poor sides. But Köln scored a league low 4 first-half Bundesliga goals at home this season. Bochum have conceded the first goal in the last 6 away. That could be an angle in here today. Take on Köln if they score first. Just 2 wins and 13 for Köln at home. Bochum has better head-to-head record recently, unbeaten in the last 4 matches against Köln. But some of them, I think, were in the Bundesliga Zwei. Köln struggles. I think Bochum have it in them to get a result here against the Köln. Finding winning very difficult. Mainz and Darmstadt, you know the deal with Mainz. Real trouble scoring that 2nd goal from open play. They did score 2 goals recently, but the first goal was a penalty. So my argument still stands. That's how we enter this match. Just pondering whether Mainz can score a 2nd consecutive goal. They're playing the right team. Even Bayern Munich have beaten Darmstadt. That says a lot. Union Berlin, Bayer Leverkusen. Usual rule with Union Berlin. If they're favoured, then at home, then they tend to pick up a win or a draw. This is compelling in Bayer Leverkusen's favour. They do play West Ham on the 11th of April. That might see some stubbornness today. Last time they had a pre-Europa Conference match, it took them a very, very late winners. Don't forget last week, 2 very late goals to get the win as well. So Bayer Leverkusen look like a trusting side, a bit like Liverpool. Regardless of if they're 1-0 down, 85th minute, 88th minute, they might still pull it out the back, pull it out the hat. So watch out for that. But this is another away from home pre-Europe. Could see Bayer Leverkusen falter, a bit like Bayern Munich and the others we've mentioned. Arsenal as well, away from home. So there's plenty of things that can go awry for these away European club competition sides, Man City included. Dortmund coming off the back of that excellent win against Bayern Munich. This is a derby-style match. So again, I revert to the AI research here. Derby-style matches, for me, are unreadable. A bit like Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. Who thought that would end 2-0 to Dortmund? 1.4 Bayern Munich there. So up to you if you want to play this one. Both teams are in good form, as befits a top 3 clash, which makes it very difficult to read. AC Milan against Lecce. Pre-European club competition for AC Milan. Playing Roma midweek. Should be eyeing the win here. But there is, if you like, a contrarian position against odds-on favourites. Look at Milan. Win-draw win at home. 1-0. 1-1. 1-0. Note their performances against the bottom sides as well. If we can find that. A 0-1 loss, 3-1-0 wins at home against 15th and lower might sound some alarm bells. So AC Milan, the value call here. They're liable if leading 1-0. But do please look at the in-play stats. They're playing for such a poor side in Lecce that they might just fill their boots and outdo this worrying 1-goal habit. Roma and Lazio is your archetypal geographical derby. Not touching this one. Pre-Europa League for Roma as well. New manager for Roma as well. No, thank you. Watching brief or not at all. Empoli and Torino. Another one of those 2.25 the favourite. I've let AI do this one. It's a frustrating odds for me to research these 2.25. It's giving both teams a chance, really. Both teams are in contrasting form. Torino enjoying an unbeaten run and Empoli struggling with consecutive defeats. Indeed, I've said it myself, Torino very defensively solid. Might just be favouring the Turin side there. Of course, there are a lot more leagues today. Let's just take a quick look through. The Dutch Eredivisie, Twente, PSV and AZ Alkmaar. That's arguably a derby-style match, isn't it? Sparta Rotterdam against Heracles, who beat AZ Alkmaar 5-0 last match. So watch out for Giz and his pals coming all over Sparta Rotterdam. I wouldn't be dismissive of Heracles coming off the back of that 5-0 against AZ Alkmaar. Don't know what happened there. Bit of an AZ Alkmaar brain fart, that was. Allsvenskan and Superettan, welcome return. There's only the second matches of the season, so very, very difficult to get any angles in, but well worth our attention, particularly as they will cross over into the German Bundesliga for the live stream. Of course, we've got all of our English pals here today as well. So let's go down and have a look at them. Austria Vienna playing Lustenau, very strong favourites at 4 o'clock. That will be as part of the live stream. Charleroi as well at 3 o'clock. We're waiting to get to E. Lots of Brazilian football. Do they do anything else in Brazil? Same with the Czech Republic. Don't seem to be doing anything apart from playing football on a Saturday or Sunday. Lokomotiv Zagreb odds on at 10-4. The Czech Republic, 1 leg. Slavia Prague, usual odds on favourites. Poulsen as well. Worth following. 3 of them are on at 2 o'clock, so we'll get at least the first half hour into the live stream. As you can see with the Czech Republic, do they do anything else on a Saturday? English Championship. Again, take your first cues from the market. 1.8, 1.95. Any odds on favourite for me would give me my initial trading angle. It's very heavily bent towards in-play stats. Blackpool, Bolton, Oxford, Northampton, Portsmouth. Usual suspects, but doesn't necessarily mean just because they're odds on that they're going to win. We've seen this pattern, haven't we? As soon as we've started getting into the end of March and April, relegation threatened sides have suddenly started to perk up and get some very unexpected wins. So do watch out. Carlisle and Cambridge recently getting rid of 1.25 and 1.4 odds favourites. So we can't take the market as granted. Great to see the Finnish Veikkausliiga back. This is one of our summer leagues. These are your big boys. HJK Helsinki. Well, the big boys are playing each other, so that's a pity. We're unlikely to get a trading angle here. 2.2 the favourite. These are likely to be first and second in the Veikkausliiga this season. SJK, all the familiar names. Lots of odds on favourites today. But these are the two big guns, KUPS and HJK Helsinki. But what a pity they're playing each other, likely to cancel each other out. What is a derby-style match there? Lens and Le Havre, very strong favourite. Lens, Paris Saint-Germain. Pre-Champions League? Well, the only way to find out is to go here. French Ligue 1. Paris Saint-Germain, Clermont. And just have a look at the fixture list for Paris Saint-Germain. Barcelona on the 10th of April. So watch out there. But they do have home advantage. French Ligue 2 will be interesting as well. 6 o'clock main kickoff. Saint-Etienne putting in a bit of a charge. Used to be in French Ligue 1. Having trouble getting out of French Ligue 2. But you didn't know I could speak French. Bordeaux, another ex-French Ligue 1 side. Bundesliga 2, normal midday kickoffs here. Hamburg, desperately trying to get out of this damn league. They're far too big to be in the Bundesliga 2. Where are they at the moment, Hamburg? They're 4th. Tantalisingly close to a relegation playoff place with the Bundesliga one side. A win today, vital for Hamburger. If you're going to look them up, I think it's Hamburger, as in the nutritious American meal, rather than Hamburg. St. Pauli, normally short price favourite. Where are they? Top of the league, St. Pauli. Playing Karlsruhe today. And the market's got 2.4 the favourite. Very strange, isn't it? Top of the league, not even strong favourite. Karlsruhe, 7th place. A win for them could be interesting, given the tantalising only 46 points for Dusseldorf. So they could, with a win, 42 points, edge ever so close to that promised promotion playoff place. It's a very tough league to get out of, isn't it? Only 3 places available. No playoff for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So the onus is on these kind of sides within breathing distance of 3rd to get the wins. Karlsruhe, important match for them. So watch out. It's going to get very, very busy as we come to the end of the season. Not sure anything else. Greek Super League has split into the Championship and the relegation group. Don't like these kind of matches. But all dodge pots playing each other as well. Oh boy. Lots of fun. Italian Serie B as well. Normally a 1 o'clock kickoff. We tend to get the last knockings of this as we enter our live stream. But again, league positions are vital. So use your standings, and once the matches go in play, use the live standings. That will give you the impact of the goal. And this is more generous than French League 2, isn't it? You've got all the way down to 8th with the possibility of escaping. And indeed, you've got 2 possible relegation playoff places. So there is hope for the likes of Ascoli and Ferrol Pisalo. But Lecco are looking a little too distant. So get to know your strugglers and those on the cusp of a promotion spot, because that's the motivation you're looking for this April for these teams to continue to perform. So I'll see you, members of footballtradingprofits.com, over at the YouTube channel at 2:30 p.m. and I'll see you all earlier on Telegram if there are any trades. Have a great Saturday. It's great to see such a busy coupon back.